Good day. I am Rosalie Oluwaseun from Landmark University, and I'm here to make a presentation on the title Assessment of Machine Learning Classifier for Heart Disease Discovery. And the authors are Rosalie Oluwaseun, Sanjay Mistra, Peter Sadiku, Kehinde Adeni. These are the presentation outlines. Now, cardiovascular illness are the biggest cause of mortality globally as reported by WHO in 2019, and it has killed over 17.9 million persons. That's yearly, over 17.9 million persons die of cardiovascular disease, and with this, we know it is very important for us to curb that cardiovascular disease so as to be able to limit the rate at which it kills. Now, the aim of this study is to analyze the effectiveness of some supervised machine learning procedures for detecting heart disease in respect to their accuracy, precision, F1 score, sensitivity, specificity, and false positive rate. The outcome, which was obtained using Python programming language, will be compared, or it was compared after the implementation was done. And 3 classifiers were used in this study for this implementation. The PCA, that is Principal Component Analysis, Decision Tree, Random Forest, and Support Vector Machine. Now, these are some previous literature that have looked into this area of using machine learning for detection of cardiovascular disease. And it was seen that most of their accuracy were low compared to some other literature that have used whether deep learning or some other better machine learning algorithm. Now, in some of these previous work, a lot of them did introduce the use of feature selection algorithm. A lot of them didn't evaluate with some other performance metrics, which doesn't give their work like a standard conclusion. That's why we have come up with this study in using some other performance metrics for our evaluation, and also the introduction of feature selection algorithm. Now, the main contribution of these studies are improving old manual system, detection of heart disease, introduction of PCA feature extraction, and improving efficiency and effectiveness using machine learning algorithms. The data set used in the study was the NHS England data set, which is publicly available in the repository, and it can be seen in the link as shown in this slide. The algorithm, as I've already said, used by this study was a PCA. The dataset was first passed into the PCA, and then the PCA will reduce the dimensionality of the features of the dataset, after which it reduced the noise of the attribute. Then the remaining features being extracted from using the PCA is then passed through the machine learning classifiers. This is the methodology. We have the heart disease dataset being preprocessed by cleansing, and then the PCA feature extraction is passed through. The dataset is passing through the PCA feature extraction algorithm, and then the remaining features being selected or being extracted are then passed into the decision tree, random forest, SVM, machine learning classifiers, and then the performance evaluation was conducted. Now, the result shows that combining PCA and random forest, we have sensitivity of 55.86. Combining PCA and decision tree, we have sensitivity of 98.71. And then combining PCA and SVM, we have 60.69% value. Then the precision of PCA and RF was 56.6. Then PCA and DT was 52. PCA and SVM was 55. Then accuracy for PCA and RF, we have 54.18. And then 52.31 for PCA and DT, and then for PCA and SVM we have 56.86. We can see in this table that in terms of sensitivity, PCA and DT outperforms the other two algorithms. And then in terms of accuracy and precision, PCA and SVM outperform that of the other two. And then the F measure the PCA and DT outperform that of the other two. This study was compared with existing literatures, and it was seen that using sensitivity as our measure to evaluate, we show that is sensitivity is also the detection rate. It shows that our proposed system, which is PCA and DT, has the highest sensitivity value, which is 98.71% over the other three algorithms that were evaluated with it. And in those algorithms, they used only DT without introducing a feature selection algorithm. So this is deduced that introducing a feature selection algorithm, which is PCA, will give a better detection rate, a better performance in terms of detection rate for detection of cardiovascular disease. Now, in conclusion, the use of PCA to enhance machine learning model detection is suggested in this article. The classifier aimed to determine whether a patient had heart disease. When system results are taken into account, it is possible to use all the features. In this study, we were able to enhance the raw data finding by using a feature extraction method. Different machine learning methods such as DT, RF, and SVM are performed separately on the NHS HD dataset using Python, and the result are compared to determine which ML classifier works better, and it was deduced that the best ML in this study was PCA plus DT. That is, PCA with DT outperformed in terms of sensitivity, which is also known as the detection rate, and an F measure of 68.12%, which are relatively a good system performance. The true positive rate, which is the same as the sensitivity, was used to evaluate the accuracy of classifier, and it was used that PCA plus DT outperformed that of other two with sensitivity of 98.71. And since the value is on the high side, this implies that the classifier will be able to accurately detect a patient with HD in his or her body. Now, while conducting the research, we had some limitation, and the one of the limitations is the use of limited HD dataset that includes the FE method is a drawback of this research. Because FE performed better with a bigger dataset, the authors suggest using a larger dataset in future to get greater accuracy, precision, F1 score, DT, DR, FPR results. And also, deep learning method for classification may potentially be used in future studies. These are my references, and thank you for listening.